Welcome back to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast, folks. The biggest episode of the year. My name is John.
My name is Jimmy.
Today, we have our WrestleMania 41 predictions. Jimmy, I'm stoked. I was looking forward to this. I did my predictions last night. I'm very excited.
I'm very nervous. I've been doing my predictions on and off the last 2 weeks. I know this is a very important episode. It's a big deal. WrestleMania 41. It's the week. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
This is in good terms. This is Hell Week, baby. We got content coming out every single day this week leading up to Mania. So a couple things off the bat. This is an official announcement. I feel like we haven't officially announced it. We will be live. Jimmy and I will be live for a WrestleMania 41 watch party right here on the Stache Club Wrestling channel. The whole night, me and Jimmy are putting back some beers, hanging out with everyone, and then so it'll be a good time. I'll put up a graphic and everything, but this is the official announcement that we will be here. Mark it on your calendars, night 1 and night 2. We're going to be right here on the couch, live streaming, doing a watch party for everyone. Second order of business. Sophie's Stache Club Wrestling Championship will be on the line this weekend, as Sophie is going to make her predictions later in the week. So it's going to be the first ever triple threat predictions match. The SCW Championship, again, can't reiterate, will be on the line, as well as a little side bet between me and Jimmy. This WrestleMania prediction is for the first time ever in Stache Club Wrestling history. We have a stipulation / punishment for the predictions, Jimmy. That is, as the title suggests, loser clean shaves. Oof. Mustache gone, stubble and beard gone, your beard gone, Sophie's mustache gone. Whoever loses clean shaves and doesn't win the title. Massive.
Huge.
It is a massive weekend.
The stakes couldn't have been higher. You know, when I first proposed this, I'm like, okay, would this be worth it for John? Because obviously, John, your mustache, pretty legitonary in the space. I mean, this is Stache Club Wrestling.
Yep.
This is the baby that you built. And I'm a new guy to the show. So is my mustache, although attached to a beard, is it meaningful? I would argue yes. My mustache does mean something, even though I have a beard. But since I've joined the channel, I've heard some of the comments that have been saying, Jimmy, you're a part of Stache Club Wrestling. You got to let go of the beard. You got to go clean shaven. And the thing about that for me is, this beard, while not fantastic, not like a very flashy beard like Daniel Bryan or Kevin Owens, it does protect me from having multiple chins, which is a very, which I don't mind. I'm very prideful about being a big guy, but if I were to lose this predictions season. Mm-hmm. For the next 2 or 3 weeks, I might have to do the show like this.
Yeah, sure.
At an angle, if you will. But that's not going to happen because I'm very confident in my guy winning.
Well, with that said, to add on to your stakes, I was telling you off camera, I haven't clean shaven until I would genuinely say 2015. I used to work at a grocery store. I won't name it, but I used to work at a grocery store that didn't let you grow facial hair. I hated that grocery store.
It's like the Yankees.
So yeah, it was the Yankees of a grocery store.
That's crazy.
So once I quit after high school and I started college, I was like so mad. I was like, despite them, I'm gonna grow out my facial hair and and I just liked the way it looked, and I never stopped. I always kind of had a beard thing. The mustache thing kind of came about more so 2022 maybe. I started leaning to that, but obviously shaved it down real close. But since 2015, I have not had a full naked baby face. So this is going to be, I'll be honest with you, part of me wants to lose because I kind of just want to do it. But with that said, for the spirit of competition, baby, I'm predicting a sweep city. I had a sweep city last year for my WrestleMania 40
Very
predictions.
Impressive.
So thank you. So I think this year we're doing a repeat, and I think you're gonna come on the show with a baby face. I think the rules are we'll do the clean shave, either. Ideally, I guess before next week's podcast episode, and then we'll kind of, you kind of got, obviously, can't grow facial hair overnight. Well, some people can, we can't. We'll come in for the quizzes, all babyface and whatever. Oh. As much as I say I do want to do it, I am nervous. I do, I'm going to be an egghead. Cause I have the shaved head, so I'm just going to have the baby face. I'm going to feel round. I don't know what my face looks like.
You're
going to
look naked.
It's going to be weird. Yeah, it's going to be weird if it happens, but I don't think it's going to happen.
If it does happen, I think we might have to preserve the mustache itself too. Maybe put that
like put it in like a case or
bag,
something. Yeah, you have the hair, like
legendary
here it is.
mustache.
We'll auction it off.
And like that's the thing too. Are we gonna get the, like WrestleMania 20 barbershop Molly Holly throw you in the chair and do it live on stream, or you said we're gonna wait till the next day?
We'll figure something. Okay. I'm thinking of at minimum, like I'll film myself like shaving, or I don't know. Wait, I don't know why I'm saying one of us. This feels like it's gonna be rigged at this point. Whoever shaves, whoever ends up shaving, maybe we'll do like a film yourself and we'll add it to like the back end or the front end of like a video or a podcast or something. We'll figure it out.
All right.
But
bring it on.
With that said, I'll give you one of these. Jimmy, good luck in this year's WrestleMania predictions. All the best to you. All the best to that facial hair. And Sophie, good luck. Again, Sophie's predictions are coming later in the week. I think Thursday. All right. With that said, I want to start off hot. I was going to start off at the bottom of the show. We are starting with night one. We're going to jump all the way to the main event of night one. I want to chat because I know I'm not saving the big topics for last. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins is your main event of night one. We had an electric closing to Raw last night. We're not going over every single piece of Raw. This is mainly a prediction show, but as they come up, we're going to chat about it. Roman Reigns is in the ring. He's pissed off at Paul. He's ignoring him. He's basically saying "fuck you." The crowd is chanting "fuck you, Paul," and he's playing into it. Seth comes out. They're chirping each other. Seth is laying down the law of like Paul doesn't care about you. Blah blah blah. They're beating each other down. They're kind of pushing Paul and giving Paul the business. Punk finally comes down. Before that, we got Roman saying like Paul made his decision. I made mine. Clotheslines Rollins. Punk comes out. It ends with Seth Rollins, reminiscent of the Shield. Michael Cole called it a Shield chair. Hits Roman Reigns in the back with a chair, and then continues to beat down Seth and Roman. Hits everyone with a stomp, and then Seth and Paul Heyman are kind of staring at each other, which is a aggressive and menacing stare. And then so a lot of this kind of leading to sorry if I'm kind of just yapping at this point, but Seth Rollins kind of made the point of a favor isn't something you need to do. A favor is ultimately a choice. Sure, you might owe it to someone, but ultimately it is a choice. Paul Heyman made that choice. Even though he did owe it, it's still a choice he made. So with that said, Seth Rollins is owed, quote unquote, owed a favor by Paul Heyman, but according to Seth's logic, it's ultimately going to be up to Paul if he fulfills that favor. So I think that's going to come largely, into play in this match, whether Paul Heyman does decide to owe him a favor. I feel like I talked a lot. I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. If you want to just say your pick outright, if you want to, whatever you want to do. I want to know your thoughts. Who's winning? Talk to me.
I love this match.
Me too.
I'm now sold on it, not being for a title, kind of it being for the love of Paul Heyman,
it's basically for Paul Heyman. It's
days of our lives. And I know I was watching it last night, and like I kind of, don't mean to fall back to nostalgia and like Attitude Era, but this felt like three big stars, Attitude Era-esque ending to a Monday Night Raw where we're heading into Mania, baby. Let's go. But with that being said, man, Roman Reigns, my tribal chief, he could definitely win. I think he's favored in Vegas.
Is he really?
I believe so.
Oh, wow. He's the person I least likely think is going to win.
And that's the thing. So maybe that's why he's going to win. But, a lot of things can change, and Vegas ain't always right. I know the house always wins, but sometimes, sometimes you get lucky. I got lucky last night. But anyway, that's beside the point. Seth Rollins, my guy, I'm going Seth Rollins to win this match. And I think, too, it will definitely be because Paul Heyman will realize, hey,
sorry, who'd you pick? I blacked
Seth
out.
Rollins.
You picked Seth.
I'm picking Seth Rollins
out.
because I think Paul Heyman's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yep.
And he has an opportunity to be like, all right, I'm not being given a choice with helping Punk. I'm not being given a choice with Roman Reigns since he's kind of tried to reconcile, and Roman gave him the Io Sky pie face.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Little bit.
But I think, and what Seth's been, and we've been saying on the show, he's been making great points week after week. His momentum right now on fire. I've never been more into Seth Rollins. I think since like the Authority days when he first to the heights of the century. Seth Rollins is on fire. I think him becoming a Paul Heyman guy would be a refreshing part of his new character potentially. I'm going Seth freaking Rollins. That's my prediction.
I went back and forth for maybe 15 minutes last night, typing CM Punk, backspace and typing Seth Rollins. My thinking, this is my pick, but my thinking on CM Punk is they're hyping this up as he's finally getting his main event. This is his moment. It's not his swan song necessarily, but he's back. He's one of the biggest stars in the company. If he didn't get injured at the Royal Rumble, he would have had even more monumental matches and maybe even a world title at this point. Who knows? Yeah. But my thinking behind Punk and all that is like, are they really not going to have him win at night one? People love Punk. He's for sure, I would say, the most popular, the most like babyface over guy of these three, you know? Yeah. And I think in terms, like, whoever wins, Punk would get the biggest pop, I believe. So I don't know how much they're going to give that up and just have it's easy. Punk winning is the easy option as well. IMO. Well, Roman it also kind of is, but like, you know what I mean? Ultimately, though, for very similar reasons that you have, I do have Seth Rollins. And again, all these picks get locked in at the end of the show. Okay. So we can, you know, if you want to switch around or whatever. Also, if there's something that I know Randy's situation is kind of up in the air. So if something gets added by Mania, we'll just talk about it on the live stream. Sure. We'll just add it on the live stream. Yeah. Like, we'll go from there. But my pick right now, as it stands, being about 10 to 12 minutes into the episode, is Seth Rollins. That might change. And again, like I said, it's a lot of what you said of if Punk wins, then it's like, now what? Like, now he's a Paul Heyman guy again. Are Roman and Seth gonna feud? What's Punk go to? Seth Rollins winning, it feels like you just have, like you said, a fresher and newer direction and more things that you can do. I guess. I don't know. But it was, to me, it was between Punk and Rollins. Yeah. But I'm going to officially go Rollins.
There's more to gain, I think. You know, again, we kind of went back last year and kind of went back to his whole past year where I think he deserves it. You know, I think he truly deserves it.
That's the thing, he does.
He's so selfless.
He does.
He's been selfless.
But does WWE always give it to the person that deserves it most? And sometimes it's easy to fall back on the guy that loses because he's lost. And yeah. Were you close to anyone? Were you close to Rollins or to Roman or Punk?
You go back to 8 p.m. last night, I had CM Punk.
Yeah.
I had CM Punk. I did.
Literally, that segment. And again, they do say, like, and this is going to play into a lot of this because Raw was last night. But isn't the thing where it's like, oh, whoever stands tall on the go home show is not winning, right? Seth Rollins stood tall. I thought for sure Punk was standing tall that night. I really did. But I also think that's all bullshit. You know, WWE knows their shit. They know and that doesn't mean anything anymore.
They like to trick smart fans like us.
Yeah.
And there's another show, SmackDown. So
SmackDown's still to come.
I think they're going to be on it, I'd imagine.
Are they really?
I'd hope so. You know,
yeah, I guess.
They're all in the same Las Vegas area.
Yeah, at least Cody will probably be on it at bare minimum.
Well, we know John Cena will be, so.
Now I'm thinking. Okay, maybe we'll lock in predictions at the beginning of the show. No, we could be on live stream and totally change all our predictions. Yeah. Probably not. Okay. I'm officially going Seth. You're locking at Seth too. Also, I know we used to do, this is for the camera. We do confidence points, but there's so many matches that we're not going to start out with confidence points. If we get to the end of this and all of a sudden we have like so many, similar, we'll figure it out.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I can't believe I now want Seth to win too.
That's the thing.
I love both those guys more than Seth. But
I almost picked Punk because like a lot of this is predictions. This is what you think is going to win. A lot of this isn't what you want to win. Sure. I do have some picks. I like rooting for one person, whatever. Yeah. I'm sure it's influenced a little bit, but this was almost my pick where the smart pick was Punk, but I'm rooting for Seth. But after last night, I went way more on the Seth train. And I kind of hope this is, I hope this is the last promo because I don't want something else. Right now, this is where I'm at. I don't want something else to happen where now I'm like, well, maybe Roman could win it. Maybe, but I don't know. Well, we can move on to other matches.
Sure. Let's do it.
I guess that's kind of do you think, so with this Seth Rollins winning, what do you think's like happening in the match? Do you think that Paul Heyman is going to turn on, you kind of alluded to it, but do you think that Paul Heyman is going to turn on Punk and Roman? Is he going to side with Seth? A lot of my thinking in terms of Punk was that Seth is like the turn is teased, but ultimately Paul sides with Punk, and then that's gets Punk winning, and it's Punk's a Paul Heyman guy, good guy wins, yeehaw. So what do you think's gonna partake in to lead to the ending here?
Yeah, I think there's definitely an opportunity for kind of a delayed turn. Paul does forced to pick either Punk or Roman. He then picks one of them, and then oh wait, the match isn't over. There's that third guy that's cackling in the corner, ready to curb stomp your brains out. Yeah, and he goes with Seth Rollins, and I think it's kind of like I guess you call it a double turn, if you will. But yeah, kind of like I think Paul Heyman would definitely has to factor in this match. I even tweeted out yesterday, I kind of want Paul Heyman in this match at this point.
Right, it should be a fatal four-way. Make it a fatal four-way.
How much he's involved, But I think for sure Paul Heyman's managerial skills will come into play. I think for Seth Rollins, we'll see.
I agree. Yeah. All right, we'll move on. We're going to jump all the way back down to the beginning of night one. We have the World Tag Team Championships. Your champions, the War Raiders, defending their titles against the New Day. Crazy that this is the men's tag team match that's on, as opposed to the whatever it is 5-team SmackDown ladder match. This is crazy. There's zero build here. I ultimately, just because it's something to happen, it's just something to change, I have the New Day winning, strictly because I've liked their heel work. Like I like them as heels. They haven't done anything in the ring or much on the mic since the Big E promo. They had like one or two after that. They came out and got booed out of the building, which were entertaining for the sake of they're getting boos. I think they're going to put the titles on the New Day. One, because they can play up we're the greatest tag team in the world. We have all these accolades. We've won it for the umpteenth time, right? War Raiders is also retained just as this is a nothing match. The War Raiders could just retain. I just see New Day getting it because it's a new direction. It's something to do, and maybe it's another kickstart of their heel run, and maybe it'll jumpstart something. That's really all I have for that.
Totally. I feel the same exact way. I'm also going with the New Day as well too. A title change makes some sense to me. I feel like I'm going to reserve myself because I do feel like the SmackDown tag titles not being here in this spot is blasphemy, but I don't want to, criticize and, be so upset that Kofi Kingston, a former WWE champion, Xavier Woods,
these two teams are great.
They are great, and they deserve a WrestleMania match. But like you said, there's been no build. I'm pretty shocked that this match is here compared to what I feel like on SmackDown too. The tag title scene has been pretty decent, and they've been building this whole Nick Aldis kind of keeping track of all these teams, screwing one over. There's going to be Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown, I believe. So that'll be a good match. But
people are speculating that maybe it gets announced last minute, some funky shit happens in the tag match on Friday, and then it gets announced. Nick Aldis is upset about it. I don't know. I don't know how many matches are getting announced the night before the show, though. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. But like you said, this match is what it is. And I think this is a good opportunity for the New Day to win the titles and continue their heel run, which, it's been so watered down and shocking that it has been. But
yeah, I think this is a case for a handful of matches that the build's not there, but ultimately they're gonna show off at Mania, and it's gonna be fun, and we're gonna come out of that match being damn, that was a great tag match. That was the best tag match that New Day's had in a while. That's what I'm thinking.
Or maybe we can get some kind of feel good Big E return that costs them.
I'm glad you said. Yeah, that'd be cool. That's always the rumor, right? Is that Big E? Depending on his clearance, WrestleMania would be the time to make an appearance since the him getting kicked out of the group or whatever.
Yeah. Because he would get a massive pop. It would be a great moment, and to get his lick back from the way he was treated the last time that they've interacted. So that could be a great opportunity. And then to say too, he wouldn't even need to come back and wrestle after that. It could just be a good moment for Big E to get, to kind of circle back to the New Day storyline and. Maybe
it's basically if that happens, War Raiders are for sure retaining.
That'd be cool.
But I
don't see it though.
I'm playing it a little safer for sure and sticking with New Day because I also don't really see it. All right, we'll move on to Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. This one's pretty cut and dry for me. This is a pretty easy Rey Mysterio win. I don't know how you feel about it.
I do. I mean, I would love to try to do some circus tricks and convince myself that El Grande will get the victory, and it'll be, kind of I guess you call it an upset for sure. El Grande is still much of a newcomer.
Right. He's green.
He's very green and red, white, and blue.
Yep.
But I think this is, so happy for Rey Mysterio getting a singles match. And
so sick.
This has been a fun storyline, So
and him and Chad are gonna tear it down. Like, it's gonna be fun. There's gonna be so much fucky shit that happens. Like, American Made are gonna come out. LWO are gonna come out.
All the bells and whistles.
People are saying that, like, similar to last year with Rey's match, like, this is gonna be the celebrity involvement match. I don't know who it's gonna be, but, like, they'll shoehorn something in. But yeah, I think, to me, this is ending with Rey Mysterio unmasking El Grande Americano. This is the WrestleMania 41 is the end of El Grande Americano, which I think is perfect. Like, this is the amount of time that this El Grande Americano run should have been. You know what I mean?
I hope not. No, I hope it goes a little bit longer. And I know I kind of theorized before, where I think you can build something where Chad starts becoming more envious of El Grande Americano and his ability to kind of sort of getting over a little bit. But yeah, and that's the real question, right? Will Rey unmask El Grande and reveal to him who he could be?
They teased it on Raw during the Julius match. He was kind of tearing it off a little bit. Yeah. Which, by the way, that Julius and Rey match fucking slaps.
Let me throw you something out right at the start of kind of a huge moment. What if El Grande were to unmask Rey?
I might stop watching wrestling. Like, I'm so serious.
No.
Would
be. I mean, I know we've seen Rey unmasked before, WCW, if you will, but not too much ever on like WWE TV. And imagine the heat, and then also too, like, that would be pretty crazy.
That'd
be like Undertaker losing at 30, like, it would be like such a shocking moment.
I genuinely can't think of something I would hate more. I would be so
I'm glad I thought of it.
If that happened, like, let's say this match happens, like, this is match happening early. This match is like second or third, right?
Yep.
Imagine if this happens, like, the live, like, I'm the live stream's ruined. It's
over.
I'm having
go home, James.
13 beers, and I'm sitting here in silence while you watch the rest of the show. I'm just sitting here like this, drinking Miller Lite.
Oh my god.
I don't know. God, because, like, I for sure, it's the especially with the internet, the mystique of, like, we've never seen Rey's face is, like, for sure not there anymore as WCW Filthy Animals run.
Heat, brother.
I don't think unmasking Rey Mysterio is worth it for El Grande Americano's heat.
That's true.
Or even Chad
That's
Gable.
true, but he did what? He did unmask Dragon Lee a few weeks ago, so it's
I don't know if Dragon Lee is in comparison to Rey.
No. That's why that's why his happened on Raw. Right. On WrestleMania. I'm just trying to think of a scenario where I think Rey's gonna win.
The only way in the world I would be fine with Rey getting unmasked is if Dom did it and it's Rey's retirement.
Ooh,
that's the only thing.
You would think they already would have done that. I'm sure he's tried to, or whatever, but I will say I think Rey does win, and I think he does a little of Eddie Guerrero, lie, cheat, and steal. He loads his mask.
That'd be sick.
Because apparently, if you load your own mask,
you just put metal in that.
It doesn't affect you. But
yeah.
Whatever. So I think Rey doing a little Latino heat, because Eddie's been referenced on Raw and SmackDown the last few weeks. So I think that'd be a good little callback.
Yeah, this match is going to be a ball. I'm very excited for this match. I think it's going to be a sleeper pick for the weekend. And yeah, to just kind of catch up on Raw, Julius and Rey had a great match, like you were kind of saying with the metal. Like, we got another Chad ending the end of the segment with shoving the metal in his head, doing some headbutts. Chad stood tall.
Scary Hurricanrana spot too. Outside the ring, Rey kind of felt hard.
Yeah.
Protect him at all costs.
And also just this isn't about this match, but Julius fucking Creed, dude. Get this guy the world title soon, dude. This guy is a monster. He's so fucking good. They were doing, and it's all, so, I mean, how old? He's right in his late 20s, maybe. I don't know if he's 30, but he's got to be in his late 20s. My guess, unless he's 25. Him, and this is me just like this is me just hyping up Rey, surprise. Julius Creed hit this, backflip off the top rope, landing on his feet as a 26, 27, however old he is. And then 50-year-old Rey Mysterio doing what you can do, I can do better, hitting another moonsault in the backflip. He's unreal. They're talking about on commentary, and I hate to just be annoying in the Rey guy, but God, he's so fucking good. He's 50 years old, and he's as quick as he's quicker than half the roster.
Just how effective he is in selling and taking punishment too, making the guy he's facing look.
That's the thing. He still sells his ass off at 50. It's unreal.
I like that suplex spot too, where he kind of carried him up the stairs. You know,
that
was pretty cool. You know? Pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for this match. It's gonna be silly, but I'm fine with a late stage career Rey Mysterio Chad Gable silly match. This is gonna rock. Someone's getting unmasked. Someone's getting unmasked for sure. All right, we'll move on to Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Naomi's been doing killer work with her promos, with all the caution tape and the razor blades. Obviously bringing up the Bianca story, and they're kind of really playing up that Naomi snapped. Naomi is like this psycho who was obsessed with her relationship with Bianca, and Jade, she thinks that Jade, put a wedge between that, and Jade is just, fuck you, I'm Jade, I'm gonna kick your ass. This is an easy Jade Cargill win for me.
I agree, I'm with you, but tell you what though, Naomi's work has been fantastic.
She's been killing it.
She's I kind of theorized that this match might be a squash. I certainly freaking hope not now, because Naomi deserves some length in this match with Jade, and I want to see Jade go. I think these women, it's been a compelling story. It's kind of a little all over the place a bit, but it's been fun, and I think there's definitely going to be some continuation with Bianca post Mania. We'll see.
Bianca brought it up the other night in her vignette, or whatever you want to call it, video package. She was like, like all this happened, So I'm if you asked me a week ago, I think I even said this a week ago, I was like, no, that's all like in the past, whatever. But then like Bianca brought it up again. Bianca might be leaning a little heelish, whatever. I think you're right. I think there's more story to tell there. I think this match is important for both women. It's obviously so important for Jade, because this is Jade's return. This is her opportunity, because like the crowd is, at least the online crowd, is always skeptical of Jade. They're very critical at Jade. I feel like she's under a microscope. This is her opportunity to show what she's been doing on that time off, how much she's improved. To me, every single match I see of her, she improves more and more. I think I'm hoping for a massive step up, performance-wise. And then also on Naomi, on Naomi's side, Naomi has been someone who's been so underrated for so long. I think she's one of the most talented women on the roster. So I think these two are really, I hope they take the opportunity and like, hey, let's put on a show. Let's go crazy. I'm excited for this match. I think it'll be cool. I do pretty easily have Jade. It's her return match. It's at the end of the day, it's Jade. They're building her up to be Jade, Jade, and fucking I love Jadeberg. I think it's fun. But yeah, pretty easy Jade Naomi win. I have nothing much else to say about it. Seems pretty cut and dry to me, unless you have something else.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, these women.
We have the United States Championship match with your champion LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Folks, I think we are seeing Jacob Fatu win his first singles championship on the main roster. I think we're walking out with Jacob Fatu as your new United States Championship, beating LA Knight. No story here. Which not everything has to be like. Sometimes some things can just be like this person earned a title shot, right? Yeah. Like it's not the most compelling like thing story-wise, but sometimes things are just earned, and that's like, that's sports, This is way more of a sports entertainment match than any other match on the card in terms of like storyline. It's gonna be fun. I think similar to Ray and Chad, it's also gonna be like a little bit of a sleeper one. Not as a sleeper in terms like it's gonna deliver, and people are gonna be like, they're going to underrate it or forget about it because of like the main events, whatever. I got Jacob. What do you think?
Jacob this is his opportunity to just he's going to win. I think he's going to win.
Agreed.
I think it's a huge opportunity for him to just really go above and beyond with his, a normal new moveset, which is already amazing, but like maybe we see 10 moonsaults on a row to LA Knight.
I don't think it's going to be a squash, but I do think like, it's going to be back and forth until the last 5 minutes, and then Jacob's going to kill him. Yes. That's my guess.
I can see that. And, too, most recently on SmackDown, they had, the involvement with Randy Orton and Solo, which now that might happen. I kind of had in the back of my mind, too, with this when this match was announced, that, like, okay, the Solo Jacob rivalry, if you want to call it, kind of them breaking apart a little bit, hasn't come to flourishing yet. I can kind of maybe see Solo getting involved here. Jealousy and the turn of them could happen, and Solo costs Jacob this United States Championship opportunity, and then we'll see them feud post Mania, keeping LA Knight the U.S. title, which I feel like he's won fairly recently, but maybe it's time for him to move on. And overall, I do think Jacob Fatu will dominate and he will win this match because he is next up. All gas, no brakes.
I talked about this all the way up until basically now. Is like I really thought that like the match for this year's Mania was Jacob versus Solo. That felt like the build. I do like better that Jacob has a title match and he's gonna potentially win a championship. But yeah, it leaves a lot on the table of like what Solo gonna do. It's actually pretty crazy that Solo is like off this year's Mania.
I'll tell you what, I was a bit disappointed with the prospect of him being Orton's replacement opponent.
I don't love that either. I agree.
Which is sad because considering how much he's been pushed and how much he meant to the Bloodline storyline, you would think he would have all some momentum and will for fans to see him. But I kind of don't.
What also doesn't help when you're teasing Nick Aldis versus Randy right before it. You know what I mean?
Yes, I hope that happens.
I hope that's the match. I honestly, if you don't have anything, I was honestly just thinking like throw Randy in this match. Not that like they can't logically do it, but throw Randy in this match. Fuck it, make it a triple threat. This is already the Mania of like triple threat championship matches or whatever. You don't have to look at too. I don't think we'll do predictions. We gotta look at the Stand and Deliver card. After this, the woman's fatal 4-way. We can do like light it won't be for anything.
And
we can
menstrual threat too. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. Which I think my plan is to do Stand and is that like
what time is that?
It's in the afternoon.
I think so.
I think for Vegas it's at like 10 in the morning.
Oh my god.
And like
oh my god.
I was seeing reports or someone in the chat was saying like the NXT superstars have to get to the arena at like 6 in the morning or some shit. But I think my plan is I'm gonna do a Stand Deliver stream on my Twitch and then lead into Mania exclusively on the Stache Club channel. It's gonna be a big weekend, brother.
Let's go.
But anyway, what are we talking about? I was on a train of thought, but I don't know. Either way,
LA Knight, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I got Jacob. I think it's gonna be very reminiscent of I'll lose my mind if in a good way. If Jacob wins and he puts the title in his mouth like Umaga, holds it from the strap, I think that'd be so. I think
he was nibbling
sick.
on it this past Friday night.
He gave it a lick. Yeah, he's got a taste for it now.
Oh yeah.
I'm so hyped for Jacob. I tell you, we met Jacob. Did I ever tell you this story?
No, please.
I might have told the story on the podcast before, but it's WrestleMania season. We can bring it back. It was last year's WrestleMania, and we were outside a hotel. I believe we found ourselves outside a town hotel. I don't know if it was the town hotel, but it was a town hotel. And we were at some party. It was Sunday night. We're at some party. It's like dumb. At this point, it's like 2 in the morning. We're all going home. And outside, we're waiting for our Uber or taxi, whatever. And just like kind of stand next to us, like chatting with some people. I go, hey, are you Jacob Fatu?
Oh.
And he's like, yes, sir. Yeah, I am. So we're like, this is like, I think, this is WrestleMania 40. He was obviously like, with the bloodline and everything. Like he was
with WWE yet though.
He wasn't officially signed. Okay. I think he was like signed, but there's no pen to paper.
Right.
Unless there was like back door, not back door, like behind the scenes, whatever. Sure. But it wasn't official. He was getting ready. So we chatted with him a little bit. We were talking about, he said he got some people out in Boston. He said he liked Boston and stuff.
Hell yeah.
We were chatting with him a little bit. Funny story. He did ask us, I think he said, he just straight up asked us, do you guys believe in God? And I went, yes. Cause I wasn't going to say, this isn't a religious statement, whatever. I wasn't going to say anything but yes to Jacob when he's massive man. And he's just like, you believe? And I was like, whatever you say, but I believe in you. I believe in you.
So I'm looking at him, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at God. How can I deny him? I'm looking at him right now.
Right, 2 in the morning, Jacob Fatu. That's kind of one of the last people you want to see at 2 in the morning. Like, but I'm sure he's a lovely guy. But character-wise, very intimidating.
Like the sweetest guy.
Really?
Like so
cool.
so personable, so sweet. It's a similar thing with all these, all the heels and all the guys that seem, big and scary are always like the sweethearts. Super, super cool guy. Like I said, we chatted.
Man of God, too.
And then
That's cool.
as we're leaving, I just kind of gave him like, hey, I think I gave him a,
one of these?
Good luck. I wish. I think I gave him like a good luck in your career. Like you're gonna be great. Good luck. And he was like, thanks,
and that's what he needed, and that's why he's
that's
gonna be the future United States champion.
United States Championship match. So when he wins, he's gonna be like, thank you, John from Stache Club, to the hard cam. It's gonna be awesome. But anyway, so that's my story. We'll move on.
That's cool.
From that. Shout out Jacob. So like ever since then, I'm so diehard
That's
Jacob.
your guy.
That's my fucking guy.
Very understandable too.
So yeah, Jacob, United States champion. I'm excited. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton, your champion, versus Charlotte Flair. This has been, we know the controversy here. We know the promos. They're leaning in to the promos and the controversy of the promos and the real life stuff. On commentary, they're hyping. Oh, it's been controversial. The tension between these two women. Blah blah blah. And we talked about this like for weeks. I think those sort of like off the rails promos, be it the first one that was via satellite, the at this point the what's the word? The infamous promo on SmackDown with those two kind of going off the rails with the Ludwig Kaiser lines and the divorce lines. Honestly, the best thing that could have happened for this build, genuinely, the best thing that could happen for this, it's added interest. I think now people are excited that hopefully they start, I think we're going to see some, they're laying in some hard shots. I think it's going to be aggressive. I have Tiffany. I have Tiffany retaining. Okay. I do. Who do you got?
Woo! Yeah. Charlotte Flair.
I don't think that's a crazy pick.
Daddy's little angel.
I don't think that's crazy.
I think
our first one that we have different.
Yeah,
so that's huge.
We're going Charlotte Flair. I think I've said it last week. I think this feud's just beginning. I think it's going to be a Charlotte win, and maybe down the road Charlotte might give it back to her. We'll see. She might very well not give it back to her. But the most dangerous place in the world, the parking lot. You can never be safe in the parking lot. That kind of added some nice. I
didn't see that clip.
Really?
And people were talking about. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Yep. They're even talking about it on SmackDown.
Yep.
They're like, "Oh, Michael Cole was like the viral clip," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" I saw it after the fact, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Tiffany got. She got caught lacking. And the parking lot's a very dangerous place. Seeing stuff like that always makes you laugh though, because I take it back and take my wrestling fan hat off for a second and be like, why isn't she arrested for assault? It's happened in the parking lot. This wasn't a sanctioned match.
Yeah, she did assault her coworker. Yep.
Yeah. So, so I think this match will be physical. I think it'll be a good match, and I think you can't have all good guys win. You got to have some disappointment on the show. But Charlotte's an amazing wrestler, and I think another WrestleMania win for the Queen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's a crazy pick. This was pretty 50-50 for me. A little bit of me, again, maybe like old school thinking a little bit, or call it new school thinking more so, is Charlotte doesn't need it. Tiffany is new. She's so young. She's got the WWE Championship already. A win for Tiffany does tremendous amount more than it does for a win for Charlotte.
Agreed.
With that said, does that mean fucking anything? No, it never does. I could see either way. They're really hyping up like Charlotte, chasing. She's between her and Orton, right? They're the closest to where Cena's at in terms of world titles, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if they're gonna build up Charlotte to be at that level and tease like, oh, is she gonna beat her father? Is she gonna beat Cena? Whatever. Another win here definitely helps.
People say like kind of protect our forest and stuff like that. Protect our Royal Rumble winners. Have them. I hate when a Royal Rumble winner loses at Mania. I mean, sometimes you gotta have some unpredictability, but you gotta keep that percentage high when they're doing by the numbers Royal Rumble. So Charlotte winning, we'll get to the other Royal Rumble winner later on, but protect our Royal Rumble winners. So I that was kind of the final straw for me, because again, I could see Tiffany retaining too. She's the younger star, has more to gain. But
I mean, this was strictly like, a lot of this is also hope. We were talking about like predictions versus who you want. this is what I definitely put in a little bit of who you want. I want to root for Tiffany.
Sure.
I'm picking Tiffany. Like I said, I think it's a 50-50, it's a 45-55, whatever it is. And I'm rooting for her. I think it'd be a massive win. But you're right. This is also a prime opportunity for a heel win in the middle of the show, because like you said, you got to have both. But that's kind of all I have to say about that. I think it's going to be, people are going to be, there's going to be eyes on it regardless, but there's going to be eyes on it for the sake of to see like, oh, are they going to say anything? Are they going to shoot? Are they going to do this? I don't know. But we can move on to the World Heavyweight Championship match. Your champion Gunther versus main event Jey Uso. If you notice, I did do some typing. I didn't change my pick. I just typed down the Raw. I saw my pick. I was like, what the fuck did I type down last night? Okay. You start on this one.
Okay, so here's the thing. What I want and what I think will be totally different here.
Okay.
I've now accepted the fate of what's going to happen. It's going to be my day one-ish Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship from Gunther. I'm not one of these people that have turned on Jey. I still think he's great. I think he's definitely earned this spot. The build for me, he's kind of hasn't taken full advantage of it, in my opinion, although his promo on the most recent Raw last night was fantastic, got me super invested, and just a reminder, every week, the reminder of how over this guy is just very evident, and the visual of him yeeting at WrestleMania with the world title, I kind of came at him a little bit saying, I want to keep the world title strong and not put it on a quote-unquote tag team guy, kind of a hot take, but you know what, this is his time, let's see what you do with it. Elevate the title. Match will probably be pretty good, because that's one critique with Jey. Last year is his kind of a debacle of a match against Jimmy. Is he that great of a ring performer? Yes, he is. He'll put on a good show, and what a dance partner he'll have in Gunther.
That's the thing. This is the type of match where Gunther thrives. My favorite Gunther matches, and I think his best matches are with like smaller underdog guys. Obviously you see the matches with Sammy, and he's had matches with just like random matches on Raw with like Ray, Chad. Yeah, I agree. I don't see a universe after even the past 3 Raws. I don't see a universe where Jey Uso isn't winning and they're not fulfilling this and that's this is the ending of this story. It's very similar to, think of it of a Cody Rhodes last year. Like you've been built up to this guy that's been beaten down, whatever, to finally win the title. They're not going to give up the crowd reaction of Jey winning and all 60,000 people in Vegas doing the fucking yeet thing. This is the feel-good moment of the weekend. And as much as, I love Gunther, you love Gunther, I think...
It sucks to see him lose back-to-back Mania matches.
Sure. And this is the thing. I'm not rooting against either of these men. Sure. If Gunther wins, I'm going to be ecstatic. I'll be like, holy shit. I would be shocked for Jey. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. Yeah. I'll be shocked for sure.
Yep.
But I think either out. Jey lose, like people are saying like Gunther's gonna squash Jey, like that's not gonna happen. I know what people are thinking, like, oh, like Gunther's gonna become the old Gunther, he's gonna snap and no, they're gonna have a very, very fair back and forth. Jey's gonna get beat down for like 15 minutes and then it's gonna be a fair back and forth. I'm excited for this match. I think they've done a good job at increasing the hype and the story gradually. I like the Jey that we're getting now, stemming from last week in the all black. He's dropping the yeet shit. He did play into it a lot more on Raw this past Monday, where he was back doing the crowd shit. He did have a very fiery promo. It's all you needed. This match is, the build's done. The build's there. Now we just need the match. So there's no more else. There's not much else we can add to it, especially coming off of, Gunther wiping Jimmy's blood on him.
Yeah.
And also, and that's the other thing that we haven't talked about either, is like, is Jey gonna lose defending his brother? It's a blood feud at this point. He has to defend his brother Jimmy. I don't know. It's pretty, to me, it's so cut and dry Jey Uso win. I'd be very curious to hear in the comments if you have Gunther. Let me know. I'm really curious what the Gunther position is on this. But yeah,
WWE too, you got to think like, coming out of one of the most historic storylines ever, the Bloodline, and like the star you created in Jey Uso, and this will be his crowning moment. And two, Gunther had that Intercontinental title reign for 666 days. I don't think he took too long of a hiatus after that. He then kind of went right into the becoming the World Heavyweight Champion eventually. So maybe this could be a thing of like he has a big loss here once again at WrestleMania, and maybe we get a break for Gunther and he comes back even stronger, because how can I miss you if you don't go away?
I agree.
So this could be an opportunity for him to kind of go back to go find his old roots and go get his old theme song, the Sympathy and number 9 minor, whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever it is.
That was a banger. Go back to that. I mean, that's definitely not gonna happen, but that's just me being a sucker. Love Gunther, and I think could be an opportunity for him to maybe go away after and then come back even stronger, and then Jey Uso, we'll see sink or swim with him being the World Heavyweight Champion and see what he brings to the table.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's him with the title is going to be a massive test, and everyone, like, the crowd's gonna be great. People are gonna be, the internet is gonna, like, it's gonna be 2 weeks, and the internet's gonna fucking hate him. Yeah. So that's gonna be tough to deal with, but I believe in him. I really do. Okay. Move on to night 2. I think we're gonna talk. We're gonna chat about it. So we're jumping straight to the main event because I want to have time for it.
Okay.
We have the undisputed WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes defending his title against John Cena. Sure, I could have saved this till the end of the pod, but I don't know. I want people to hear. I want people to get to it. Plus, there's other big matches we can get to.
Sure.
Okay. So I mean, there's so much here. We got, is there gonna be Rock involvement? Is Travis Scott gonna be involved? Is this gonna be straight up? Does Cena win his 17? Does Cody save wrestling? And does he, sorry, not to go back, but I thought it was funny going all the way back to Roman, Punk, and Seth. Part of Seth's promo was also like, I need to save the business. I need to save the business from Roman. I need to say that. So I like that the two main events are both like trying to save wrestling and save the WWE.
Right.
But anyway, I don't know. I won't waste too much time. I have John Cena officially defeating Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41 to get his number 17. We are closing out the weekend with a heel John Cena flooded with booze, holding up that title in Vegas. What do you think? Do you differ? Do you got the same thing? Where are we?
Adrenaline in my soul, my friend.
Woo!
This is the one pick where I'm going full heart, no brain, maybe some balls. We're going Cody Rhodes to win and retain against all these people that are kind of still are in the corner of Big Match John, even though he's gone to the dark side. and here's the thing, man. Cody Rhodes, I've said it a million times. He's the guy who dethroned Roman Reigns.
Yep.
He's the guy that's been the champion for the past year.
Yep.
So hard to be a beloved, universally loved, mind you, babyface.
Yes.
And his opponent John Cena, when he was on top and he was the main guy, everywhere he went to for most of his career, kind of 50-50 splits, he wasn't universally loved. And I think you just have to look at that and appreciate, man, you can't throw it away for a guy, John Cena, who, again, I love John Cena. I'm a big fan of him. Although even before the heel turn, he was kind of rubbing me the wrong way because of this whole retirement tour and then him not showing up all the time, and then the whole prospect of him being a kind of a part-time champion if he were to win.
Rumor is that post Mania he's going to be on TV a little more frequent. That's the rumor.
Oh yeah,
that's the rumor.
I've seen some scheduled dates and advertised appearances, and that's great and all. But maybe we can. The thing is, I do sort of, in my brain, thinks this is it. Cena's gonna win, but no, man. Cody Rhodes deserves more than a guy that lost to Solo Sikoa, and then also too, like, didn't really get him over with that win. Lost to Austin Theory. I watched that match last night at WrestleMania 39. Didn't get him over. And how am I supposed to believe a guy? And again, we're gonna know there's gonna be interference, I hope, from the final boss, The Rock, and Travis Scott. But hopefully not Travis Scott, but at minimum, The Rock. Because there's no way, from in my opinion, that heel Cena, the way in this current iteration, will beat Cody clean. But with that being said, And again, I go back to Vegas. Cena's favored, but it's not a big favor. Big favorite. And maybe we get what we supposed to get last year, and we'll get The Rock and Cena beating the hell out of Cody. The title's about to lose. Cody's about to lose the title from his grasp, and then we hear that glass shatter. We get Stone Cold Steve Austin saving the day one last time. He's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame once again with Bret Hart, with one of the greatest matches of all time, and we will get that full circle moment of depending on Cody's trajectory, probably the 4 biggest baby faces of the last 25 years in this main event match, where Stone Cold ultimately helps Cody retain the title.
That would be crazy.
And yeah, it'd be
your pick is so fantasy book too.
I don't care. I don't care because again, I do see the writing on the wall a little bit.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to think of ways Cody were to win. And the thing is, even with Cody winning, and I've toted how much he's beloved and babyface and all that, I think he would get maybe the first time a little of like, oh, we're kind of disappointed that Cody won, because people do love John Cena even in this heel iteration. But I'm trying to think of mega booking, kind of bloodline rules type thing from last year, WrestleMania, and we get Stone Cold saving the day. Stone Cold, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, and John Cena closing out Mania in some kind of melee would be insane.
But does that discredit Cody?
A little bit.
Because then 2 years in a row, he needs all these legends to help.
That's true. And that's the thing, too. I was thinking, like, post-Mania, where do we go from here? John Cena doesn't need any excuse to get a rematch, because he's John Cena. And he deserves... of course, in his head, he deserves 1,000 title shots and 1,000 chances, and maybe we'll get a rematch, perhaps in a cage to eliminate any outside interference, and we'll get that Backlash, hopefully, or something. I don't know, but
SummerSlam. I'm hoping to go to SummerSlam. Let's say SummerSlam.
So a nice cage match, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Sign me up. Imagine AA from the top of the cage. I don't know. But yeah, I digress. Again, this is kind of me being a big Cody fan, but also at the same time, what I want to happen and what I think still could very much happen and deserves to happen.
I just kind of see, for the Cena pick, I see there's just more story to do after. Especially Cena signed on till December. I see Cena winning, and then now you have this whole story and this whole journey of people trying to defeat Cena, because he's going to retire in December. And he'll even say that and explain that, like, oh, I'm going to defend this title and I'm going to prove that I'm the best, and but I see now this whole, and it's probably going to be Cody, of still needing to attempt to save wrestling. You're on a ticking time clock. You need to beat Cena and get that title back to the WWE before he retires with it. And that's at not every single pay-per-view. There's no way he's wrestling every single pay-per-view, but every big pay-per-view, every time he's defending it, it's someone new saying like, I'll save wrestling. Ultimately, getting to, let's say, December or whatever ends up being, maybe Cody winning it back or someone brand new winning it back. I have no idea. But to me, it would be like, it's going to be so crazy if Cena wins and they close out Mania with like this big heel booing victory, which also goes to your point where it's like, are they going to close out Mania with boos? Right. Are they, isn't it a way easier and way, I don't know, more, I don't know.
In the spirit of WrestleMania?
Yeah. And that's a good way to put it. In the spirit of WrestleMania, to have Cody on top and the fireworks going and blah, blah. But I don't know. Is that what in the... No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But I love John Cena. Don't get me mistaken. I want him to win 17, but not as a bad guy. Not him spitting in my face, telling me I'm a hateful person and I was never with him. I was with you in the gym, John. SummerSlam 06, I had the chain gang stuff on you, and you didn't even win the title back then, man. But here's the thing. I think we have an opportunity to, again, like you just mentioned, the fun of WrestleMania and having the good guy win and the fireworks. I think we can get a potential throwback to when the press conference with Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes as tag team champions, a little drunk at the press conference.
Yeah.
I think we get the same kind of moment.
Do you feel him, sir?
A little Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes hug of like, hey, look at us.
They both have the titles.
Yeah, who would have thought? Them? Yeah, and like a fun drunken press conference, especially drunk if Stone Cold were to help, because they're drinking all those beers. What a fun way to end WrestleMania like that. And again, I think Cena doesn't need any excuse to get more title shots and more opportunities, and you can point to interference and say, yeah, I'm still here for this next year. Let me get more opportunities, but then eventually have him turn back babyface, because John Cena is the man, and he should win 17 by doing what John Cena had done for 25 years, which is never give up. And I think he could do that maybe in his final match, or once he turns to a babyface. But
see, I honestly think it's like in terms of him winning the title as a heel, like I think that's so sick, him winning as a heel. I do agree though, he needs to retire at minimum babyface.
Oh yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
I like him win the title as a heel, but we can't end Cena's career with him hating the fans and us hating him. That's at bare minimum for me.
But you remember the Raw, I think it's a Raw promo or SmackDown promo where Cena was kind of saying once he wins the title, he's gonna go away with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd hate to see that, because we already kind of have a promotion that has a John World Champion that's hiding the title. So
in a briefcase.
So I mean, I don't know, man. I just, as a John Cena fan, as a Cody Rhodes fan, I know I've already expressed what I want, but either way, it's gonna be a blockbuster. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be the biggest match of the year, and I can't freaking wait.
You know what I'm excited for too? The entrances.
Oh yes,
they're gonna have massive fucking entrances. What could Cena do? He's not gonna come out to basic thugonomics. That would be fucking sick though. But like, you know, when he came out with like the when CM Punk was like the mafia. No, it wasn't mafia. What was it? Like the
22, the kind of
the gang. I guess it was like the old school gang or mafia thing. Yeah,
it was a Chicago thing.
You know, he's done that. He's come out in the cars. I think Cena's gonna have a massive entrance.
Vegas.
Cody's gonna have he had like the skull like thing, the mask or whatever, the headpiece last year was sick. They're gonna have. I can't even predict what their entrances are gonna be. It's gonna be fucking massive.
I know. I'm my head's spinning trying to think of ideas. But
The Rock like accompany Cena to the ring?
I would like that.
Yeah.
You know, we have very little Rock interaction since the turn at Elimination Chamber, but Son tells me he if he were to appear, it's going to be mid-match or towards the end or whatever. But
I agree.
Oh man, I can't freaking wait.
I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. Well, we are going to move on to the rest of night 2. Like I said, I kind of want to get that out of the way. So like that was the biggest talking point. Yeah. Also, I guess while we're here, just a quick little plug. You know, if you're still hanging out, like I said, Jimmy mentioned he's excited. Again, I got to remind everyone we are going to be on stream. We're going to be on stream right here on the channel. Watch party. The two of us hanging out, drinking beers, talking to everyone. Going to be chatting. As well as bad time to plug the Patreon as we're so deep into it. But if you want to hear us talk more, we're still going over. This is a weird time to plug. We're still going to go over the rest of the matches. But we have a bonus wrestling Q&A podcast. A bunch of people dropped some questions we're going to answer over on the Patreon today. Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling to get another episode of the podcast. Here's continue this chat. Okay. With that said, we are jumping back to the rest of night 2, where we have the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, the champions, versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. There, you go ahead. What do you got?
Kind of a toss-up,
yeah,
I think.
A little bit.
I really don't. I can see both these teams winning. I can see, again, we kind of have a off the breaks of their IC title singles match, Bayley and Lyra, can they coexist type thing? Again, they've shown nothing but positivity towards one another, but again, you gotta think that in the back of Bayley's mind, that loss still rings true.
Yeah.
She got a big win over Liv in a great match last night on Raw, so the momentum's there, but I do love Liv Morgan. They're a pretty solid tag team. I don't know, man. This is a tough one.
To me, so go ahead.
I'm still kind of deciding in my head. Go ahead.
Me thinks Lyra has the IC title. She doesn't need 2 belts, as cool as it would be for her to have 2 belts, but they already struggle with the women's tag team championships in general. They've been struggling with the women's IC title. I don't think putting both belts on one person is going to help that fact. I am already pretty bummed that we're not getting... Again, SmackDown hasn't happened yet, so maybe it's going to change for Chelsea. But we don't have a women's IC title match on the card. As it stands, we do not have Chelsea Green, who I think deserves it for sure with her character work and what she's done with the title.
Have her host WrestleMania.
That'd be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Be fun.
Do the presidential shtick. She's Madam President, if you will. Like, have her host both nights. I think she would thrive in that role.
Even still, though, like I do wish she had a match. You know, like it could have been like I would rather the Chelsea Green United States Championship match than the men's tag match. You know, like
easily.
So anyway, like I said, that's a kind of a different talking point, I guess. But Lyra has the IC belt. Like you said, I think the tension with Bayley is gonna erupt. I think Bayley might turn on Lyra. We kind of get story out of there. But right now, there's no reason for Liv and Raquel to lose the belts, especially to a team that just formed a couple weeks ago at Bayley and Lyra. So I got Liv and Raquel retaining officially.
Okay, I guess
that's where I'm
gonna go the opposite of you officially. Okay. And I can kind of see your point of there's really no point of the double champ Lyra, but you know, a classic rocket strap and to be 2 belts Lyra and kind of, you know,
believe me, I'm for it. Yeah,
you know, so
I won't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this match will be fun and I think I could definitely see both teams winning. But it's I'm happy that the women's tag titles are on the show for sure.
And it is a little bit like Liv Morgan and Bayley not being on the show would be insane, especially for Bayley just like being attached to Lyra. It is a little bit of just like, we need to get Bayley on the show. Let's do his tag match with Lyra. But like you said, they could come out of this. If Bayley's not on like a world title quest or whatever, she's still sniffing around the IC title. It could be a reason to get her the tag titles and, you know, you do some stuff there. But all right, we have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Before we get to it, we'll talk about the Raw match last night a little bit with AJ and Karrion. Weird match. I don't know if you caught a lot of it.
I did. It's
with like
strange.
Karrion Kross, like first of all, a couple of missteps here. Karrion Kross accusing AJ of sandbagging him.
So you don't think that was part of the storyline? That was like,
I don't know. That's kind of why I want to talk about it. I have no clue.
I don't know what's going on. This guy's all his whole character the past wherever month it's been. I kind of don't get. I see like, you know, a lot
Karrion.
Karrion a lot. I see a lot of like the kind of the fan fiction online of like, oh, look at this. Anytime he interacts with anyone, they turn heel. And I'm like, okay. So I'm not sure if this is a matter of like coincidences and then people pointed it out, so maybe they're going with the storyline. I see that he copied the same tights as AJ, which is like, and he also mimics hair too, which is like kind of a weird thing. I don't know. I feel like
we're grasping at straws there.
I know. I mean, it's been something that's been a thing of discussion and pointed out, but it's like, it's not for me. It's not hidden for me. But it was interesting. And then the whole sandbagging thing, which was like, oh, you're trying to sandbag me, AJ, which is like very kind of unprofessional if that was like a shoot, you know? So like,
it's honestly a two-way streak. It's like one unprofessional with Karrion and the shocking him just like, you know, in the match call out, what do you sandbag me? But if AJ was sandbagging him, also unprofessional.
Dangerous.
There was also later, you know, obviously Logan Paul came out. He showed a highlight package of it. It was fucking stupid. It was dumb. We got, you know, Karrion ended up, so another point before the match ended, AJ went to hit a phenomenal forearm. Karrion turned around and he put his hands behind his back, almost like letting him hit it, which to me, and as someone caught it on Twitter too, that seems like another point of disrespect where like, and again, I'm not someone that knows like the in and outs of like as much of like the wrestling and like what's disrespectful, what's not. But I would imagine if you're in a match and it's like the finish and someone's hitting a big move on you and you put your arms behind your back, like I'm letting you do this here.
It might be a case of Jobber Boo Boo Face. Like he might have been actually
sure. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's interesting. And for me too, with this kind of build, they've been kind of building to this match for kind of a little bit now with AJ and Karrion. This kind of, to me, definitely could have been a thing of like a sink or swim moment for Karrion, like behind the scenes, like, here's your match with AJ right before WrestleMania. Let's see how you do type thing. And kind of like overall it didn't go great, especially if they're kind of beefing actually in the ring, if that's what happened.
Well, there was one more point that happened too, where at the very end, when Logan comes in, Karrion tries to get the better of him, AJ hits him with like the whatever it is, and then he's like, you know, kind of kicking him out of the ring, and AJ goes, start something, do something. Yeah. So those instances, like all three. If it was just that one sandbagging thing, like whatever, sandbagging plus hands behind your head, hands behind your back, plus like AJ at the very end being like, all right, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like something's going on. There's some beat, and I'm not. You know, we're not here to start any rumor or whatever.
Just what we saw.
You know, something's going on is what I'm thinking.
Very strange.
Outside of that, to the point of Karrion, where I think you're right. It was this was the first. I only know this last time on stream. This is the first Karrion singles match on TV since July 2024. which honestly seemed a lot more recent than I thought. I would have guessed like 2023.
I mean, I just think of his call up when he faced Jeff Hardy and lost in his like debut main roster match. But yeah, I don't know.
During this match, like, I think Karrion's a good worker, and outside of all, like, whether it was a shoot stuff or whatever, he has the potential, the work rate. He's good at talking in the ring. He's a good heel. If he got like a push behind him, I do think he can make a credible main event heel. But he's just been given nothing, and I don't know if it's just if it's something that maybe he's not showing performance-wise, or WWE are just not giving him any sort of thing to work with. I don't know what the story is, but I think there's a lot of missed potential and missed opportunity. As someone, I'm not a Karrion Kross fan because I haven't been given anything on TV to make me a Karrion Kross fan. Yeah. But seeing this match with AJ, I was like, okay, I see this potential there, and it made me more of a fan. But then if you look at some of the beef stuff and the real, the shoot stuff and whatever, then that kind of makes you think like, well, what's going on behind the scenes and what. I don't know. I'm really curious if in a couple of days, like a Fightful report comes out, like, oh, we had the scoop on the AJ Karrion stuff. You know what I mean?
I don't wish this upon anyone, but future endeavor, like there could be.
I know. I don't think
there could be a lot more to this. I mean, I don't know. It seemed like very wild and kind of just an unscripted moment, if you will. But
and as someone who loves unscripted moments, loved it.
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, I was fired up.
It definitely got me way more interested in the match itself and kind of like the fallout and the talk of online about what's going on. And yeah, I totally agree though. Karrion, has a look to him. He's kind of, I've talked about it before. He's kind of in the trap of like your valet being like such a star. Like, look, because I'm blanking on her name right now. Scarlett is an absolute jaw-dropping woman. The presentation, whatever. I think too, he's back to his old Fall and Pray theme song. So maybe they're gonna have something for him.
He had his old entrance.
And like too, like with his act, I would say too. You remember last year he kind of fell into the his faction. I forget what it was called. But they faced Bobby Lashley.
With Cayman
Razor. And Paul
Final Testament.
Final Testament.
Yeah.
So he has this kind of spooky thing going. I think naturally you kind of think of, okay, once the Wyatt Six is back, maybe he can work with them. I don't know. But yeah, he definitely has potential, and he is compelling, and also too, I think he actually is like a genuinely good dude too. I always see him getting back to fans online, and like he definitely seems to be a humble person, which I can appreciate. And like, I don't know, I think he the match was interesting, and I thought it was pretty good.
See, I guess the more we're talking about it, I'm seeing a lot of online, maybe like the hands behind his back was like intentional, and that was like him sacrificing to AJ, and like the whole thing where like he was trying to bring out the evil in AJ. He was trying to prepare him for WrestleMania. He was trying to prepare him for Logan Paul, which I don't know if AJ Styles needs to be prepared for Logan Paul. So I don't know. A lot of this might just be good heel work and good, making things real between the two. Who knows? I'm always saying this. I think because we were speculating so much, I got to give the other side of the coin where, where it also could be we're getting the fucking work done on us, which I think is what might be happening.
Sure.
But either way, worker, which I hate that, like, you got worked or whatever, which is like, oh, I'm enjoying the TV show. Yeah. Oh, you mean I'm just watching the show? Yeah. But anyway, all that to say, I like your points about Karrion, and I agree about his potential and whatever. But it made, whether it was real or not, whatever, it made for a compelling match, which again I think is credit to both an AJ and a Karrion, whether whatever side of the coin it ends up falling on. I don't know, but we haven't even fucking talked about. I have AJ Styles.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm going. We can blur it out if you don't want to, because they're not sponsored. But I'm going for Prime Boy. I'm going Logan Paul, the young kid.
This is a 50-50 for me. Yeah, really? I think it could have went either. Like, this AJ Styles pick is definitely similar to your maybe Cody Rhodes pick of like, I want to see AJ Styles win at WrestleMania and beat Logan Paul.
Hell yeah.
To me, it's AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. AJ Styles should beat Logan Paul, but to what I imagine, I want to take your thunder, but what I imagine the other side of the coin is Logan is the new hot shot. He's going to be sticking around WWE for a while. A win against AJ Styles at Mania is the biggest win of his career. But like I said, I don't want to just speak for you. But yeah, go
totally.
ahead.
And then I was watching WrestleMania 39 last night. Logan Paul's kind of building a nice little portfolio of WrestleMania matches. Seth Rollins, and last year had Randy and Kevin Owens, and now this year AJ Styles, all like massive Hall of Famers. And two, hot take, clip this. I'm sure I'll get some crap for it. And I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of other moves. Pulverizer, best finish in the game right now.
Oh, it's unreal. Yeah. It's a great finisher.
Yeah. I mean, I just think
fucking crazy.
That might get hate just because who's doing it. But again, he does it like a monster. And I'm like, every time I'm like, oh,
it's really, and like he flips him up and then catches him in a DDT. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I wish LA Knight had that instead of the BFT. You know,
obviously can't do that to an Omos necessarily.
True.
But I mean, and AJ fucking sold it so well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if the pulverizer ends up putting him out, I don't know. Again, to the classic thinking, Logan stood tall. What does that mean?
Yeah,
nothing. But that's interesting. Okay, I'm glad we have another. Well, after we kind of finish this, we'll kind of see how many we have different, and then see if we need to do
definitely.
Whatever. Okay. We chatted barely about them. The match will be fun. I'm excited. We were talking about this at the beginning of the show, where this is an instance where there's not really any build. I guess now there's some sort of carrying cross stuff that is still kind of muddy. No real build with Logan and AJ. However, these two are two of the most athletic guys in the company. They're going to do some cool high fly shape. It's going to be fun. Yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
They could steal the show. They could.
There's potential there. There's definitely potential there. All right. What I think is going to steal the show, though.
Oh, yeah.
We have the Intercontinental Championship match with your champion Bron Breakker defending his title against Penta, Finn Balor, and Dominik Mysterio. Baby, you've been on the Dom train for a while. You still there?
Oh, I'm still there.
Okay.
Choo choo. Let's go. Dom Mysterio. Although, man, I love this freaking match. I'm so excited for this match. All four of these guys.
Bron Breakker hit a double spear last night. Fucking so cool.
I'm so proud to call that guy my favorite wrestler right now.
He's so sick.
I was bumping his theme song on my tough commute over here today, and I just felt the rage that comes with feeling like a Bron Breakker, this is going to be a phenomenal match. I give these guys at least 15, 20 minutes. I don't care. I even jokingly,
25. You mean 25. I mean 30.
Yeah. But then, I still feel the overlapping theme of this could very well be Dom Mysterio's crowning moment, his first singles title on the main roster, and just the kind of deconstruction, if you will, of the Judgment Day. So...
yeah, this was tough for me. I really wasn't sure who to pick. All I really know is that Bron Breakker's losing the title.
Yeah.
That's kind of the only thing I am certain on. Finn Balor, I'm not told. Like, I could see Finn winning it for the sake of him being Finn Balor and getting him some credibility back and giving Dom a reason to chase him or something. Penta is the new guy. He is the hottest star in terms of new guys, who's made an impact on the scene in the company today. Shout out Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix has been killing it on SmackDown, but Penta's just been built up like a mega star. So I could see them putting the title on Penta for the sake of, hey, you're the fucking guy right now. Let's take advantage of this fire you got. Give it the title. Dom, for everything you said, he's fucking earned it. He's improved. Between 39 and now, the improvement in ring, character, everything of Dom is fucking night and day. It's unreal. He's been putting in the work. Character-wise, he's one of the best characters in the company over the past couple of years. The booze he's getting, having him with the eye, and they've teased it with the Eddie comparisons. Oh, yes. Even just an image of Ray holding the world heavyweight title, is very similar.
And it comes to fever pitch too when you get booed that loudly for that long, where those boos become loving boos.
Oh, yeah.
And I think down the road,
I even think that's pretty close to where we're at.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think everyone's realizing what you just said. Dom's the improvement year by year, still very much young, and will have his whole career ahead of him. And just his overall aura and how much he deserves this.
His aura, his riz.
Oh yeah, all of it.
I do agree with you where I think this is for sure leading to or starting like the Finn Balor Dominik Mysterio feud, the breaking of Judgment Day. Finn Balor leaves. Maybe they feud over who controls Judgment Day. What is Liv Morgan behind? Like, this is for sure. Someone's gonna cost someone. Like, it's gonna be Finn. Finn and Dom are coming out of this with a story.
Yes.
However, I don't think they're gonna have that story with a title. I'm picking Cero Miedo.
Okay.
I think Penta's walking out with the IC championship. As much as I love and trust Dom with it, I think he'd be great. I think he will get it very, very, very soon. I do think we're gonna see. And this what I'm about to say could work for him winning it as well. But I think we're going to see someone screwing the other out of the win. Not that Penta needs like the cheap, distracted win or whatever. But I think someone's going to distract someone, cost someone. They're both going to lose the title. That's going to lead to Finn and Dom feuding. And I do hope by the end of the year we do circle back to Dom, winning the title, whether Penta still has it at this point or not. But that's what I'm going with. And it's mainly because Penta is the hottest star in wrestling right now. Yeah. And putting the title on him would just emphasize that run he's been on, and then meanwhile Finn and Dom can kind of do their thing. That's where I'm at.
I totally dig it, and I would not be mad at all. Love Penta. In the same breath that you're saying Braun Breaker won't win this match, I definitely will say I definitely don't see him eating the pin. So if whoever,
probably not,
I
right?
think you got to keep him protected, and then it gives him the reason to take the title off him, and then two, put this guy to the moon. Give him world titles.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker is the guy. He is the front page of magazines. Put the classic rocket strap. Braun Breaker.
He's going to kill Jey Uso for that title.
Oh, no. That would be a tough first go for Jey, let me tell you.
He's going to kill Jey.
You got to give him an easier one than Braun.
Yep, 100%.
Damn, but...
This isn't for a point. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes if in a smaller show, we do like bonus points, half points, but this one's so big, we're just doing it straight up.
Yeah.
Who's eating the pin?
So I do have Dom winning. I can see where I can see Braun spearing the daylights out of someone, and then him getting kicked out the ring last second. Maybe Dom does that. Who is Braun spearing the daylights? Finn Balor.
I have Finn Balor eating the pin.
I think
I got Finn eating the pin.
You want to protect Penta too, because he's been on fire and probably the best part of Raw for the last few months or weeks. But I think Finn unfortunately might eat the pin.
With me not having Dom winning, it is also pretty easy just to have Dom eat the pin.
True.
Of these four men, it's not unlikely for Dom to eat the pin for sure. But all right. Dom Penta, official. All right, we have two more matches to go. We have the Sin City Street Fight with Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. I think off the bat, they've done a great job of improving the story. I'm sold on this one. Like, if you asked me 3 weeks ago, we were probably talking on here of like, this match has no build. Like, Drew is stuck with Damian. With Drew getting the glass in his eye, the eye patch, them kicking each other's ass the other night on SmackDown. The build here is really good. I like this. Drew took the Vin Diesel chain from him or whatever. This one's, it's not 50-50, but it's close. I got Drew.
I do as well.
Okay.
But I am a lot more invested in Damian Priest,
Me too.
who I was kind of critiquing a little bit of being his run as a babyface and how he kind of, in my opinion, brought down the world title a bit. But with this recent promo work and, them escalating this feud to the point where now it's going to be a Sin City Street Fight. Sin City Street Fight. That's going to be awesome. I love a good street fight. I love a good hardcore match, and I think it fits well in the card. These guys will put on a very entertaining match, and I think Drew's my guy.
Yep.
I think Drew, I do share the same sentiments of like, he got stuck with Damian. He could have definitely fit in to the three-way of Rollins, Reigns, and Punk. I think that would have made a lot of sense, actually, because he was kind of calling out Roman for a while before this. But,
they totally dropped Bloodline Hunter out of nowhere.
That was kind of strange to me. However, I think a big opportunity for a big win for Drew. Book it.
We bleeding here? We bleeding this match?
I think, per night, you got to have one match where there's blood, right? This is on the same night as Cena, Cody? No.
Okay.
Nope. No blood, please.
What do you think the night one blood is? I think Jay's making Gunther bleed. I think that's what it is. That's what
and
I'm
that makes
thinking.
sense. But also Tiffy, Charlotte, I think there will be. I kind of.
Oh, that'd be so sick. Imagine.
Yeah, maybe Charlotte takes it a little too far.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, a little Barbie bloody action for Tiffy's part. I don't know. We'll see.
But yeah, I got Drew here. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. The only stipulation on the card.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else. I mean, obviously,
I think Randy and Kevin was supposed to be, perhaps.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe. Like Jey Gunther should be no DQ. Like this definitely stipulations we needed. Again, I wish we got the. I'm just beating a dead horse here, but I really wish we got the tag team ladder match. I'm a sucker for a good ladder match. But
yes.
What are you gonna do?
Triple threat too. I feel like universally, even though I played an old wrestling video game the other day, I was in a triple threat match and I used the chair and I got disqualified. But to me, in my brain, triple threat matches. There's no DQ.
Yeah, that's like traditionally how it's been in like SmackDown versus Raw, right?
I forget which game I was playing, but I got DQ'd in a triple threat match. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, they'll probably do it like match by match. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right, final match, one that I am extremely hyped on. We have the Women's World Championship match. My GOAT, Io Sky, defending her title against Bianca Belair and Rhea Bloody Ripley. Who do you got and why?
Dude, great theme song, great wrestler, great woman, great champion. She's going to retain. I'm telling you, she's going to do it. Bianca and Rhea, they're going to destroy each other because, the feud's there. They've been hinting at it in weeks on the programming.
Yeah.
Kind of second guessing and not incorporating Io Sky in the argument of what's going on. The classic pie face that keeps happening to her. Don't sleep on John's GOAT, Io Sky, because she's fantastic, and I think this is a classic opportunity for her to get a huge monumental win for her as a single star, and Bianca and Rhea can do whatever afterwards.
Man, I hope you're right.
You think so?
Man, I hope you're right.
Okay.
I don't have Io winning. I don't have Io winning. I don't feel it in my gut.
That's your.
I'm like
John.
I'm going back and forth in my head. This was a tough one.
It is.
Rhea. I don't know if I'm 50-50 on Rhea. People are getting kind of sick of her. It is kind of just like an easy eye roll. Just put the title back on her. There's no real reason to put the title back on her. But you know who hasn't had the title in a very, very long time? Someone who's a little bit deserving of it. A lot of it deserving of it, I should say. Someone who's maybe going to turn heel.
Yeah.
Lean into the heel thing. I have Bianca Belair winning the world title. I don't know. I'll tell you this. I'm not very confident in it. If we're doing confidence points, this is definitely one of the lower ones on my scale. To me, it's Io or Bianca. I would love, believe you me, I'm going to be rooting for Io. I want Io to win. I think, and granted, Io is a very, very short title run. I believe really only defended the title that one time against Rhea on Raw.
Yep.
So I don't know how much WWE is taking that into consideration. I do think in my head, I mean, I don't know. I don't have it on the top of my head, but when Bianca hasn't had a world title in forever. She's been she had the tag team titles with Jade and then Naomi for a while. She's been a tag team star, but now we're getting her back in the main event single star position. What better way to remind everyone about, this Rhea former world champion, Bianca former world champion here. New title, bada bing, bada boom. Whether she leans full heel or not, I think that'd be kind of sick. It would be kind of funny for her to turn heel at this point after Naomi just turning heel. I don't love that. I don't know how much that makes sense. But something in my gut feels like, unfortunately, Io is losing. So I'm going to stick with my gut, and I don't think it's going to be Rhea. I think the more surprise... to me, Bianca's the underdog here. Well, Io's the underdog, but I think Bianca's the least, people think she's the least likely to win. Could be way off on that. That's just kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm going with that. I'm going with the surprise, Bianca wins and blah, blah. And you can still move on to Bianca Rhea for the title. Unfortunately, it removes Io, and as much as I hate that.
I think they can feud without the title.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
They're both kind of bigger than the title at this point, in my opinion, Rhea and Bianca. And I think Io has the most to gain. And two, you got to think Bianca Belair in a triple threat match. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to do some double moves where she's that strong, where she can carry. Rhea's a big woman, but carry both of them, do some kind of Ryback-esque,
She's for sure
double
doing
finisher
something.
moves.
Yeah, she's for sure doing
she's
something.
so strong, so athletic, and amazing. But yeah, Bianca winning definitely makes some sense. She's unpinned at WrestleMania, so
they've been. Yeah, I've noticed that correction they've been doing. The Battle Royal, you get it.
She did lose the Women's Battle Royal, I think WrestleMania 34, 33, something like that. Which to me, in my own head, Battle Royals don't count. But again, unpinned is true, is correct.
I know if you lose a Battle Royal, that shouldn't be one on your win-loss card.
Chance.
You know,
that's not how we did it in GSW. So but yeah, I think, and then for 2, I have Io winning. But hey, guess what? She's gonna pin Rhea Ripley, and so Bianca can leave a little unscathed. Still tout that she's unpinned at WrestleMania. But this match is gonna be fantastic. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I mean, I am not on the side of the internet where I'm over Rhea. Anyone winning here, I think, is a good decision. I think Rhea, sure. I think I get a little bit of the fact that it's a little bit of like boring and uncreative, but I like all these women.
If you were tired of Rhea Ripley, I want to sit down and talk to you and work in the inner machinations of your mind. Because
what are you tired of? Good wrestlers?
Yeah, like larger than life stars. Like, come on.
Oh, snooze fest, boring.
Oh my God, no, come on.
Oh, what do you hate goth women? Get out of here.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Okay, I thought I had more to say about that, but I guess I don't. That is our predictions. I think we have enough different to we have like we got Tiffany Charlotte different, we got Cena Cody different, we have this match different. I think we have enough different. Yeah. So I think we're good. I don't think we need to do the confidence points, but folks, again, I have to reiterate couple things I'll reiterate at the end of the show to close it out. One, we're going to be live here on YouTube, exclusively on YouTube. Jimmy and I sitting here on this couch watching Mania. It's going to be a watch party. It's going to be fun. Come have some beers with us. It'll
April
be a good time.
19th, April 20th, Easter. We're gonna be here in the holidays.
Yeah,
for you guys.
yeah, it's true. My mom called me the other day. She's like, "What are your plans for Easter?" And I was like, "Well." But that's fine. They were like, I was like, that's WrestleMania. They were like, oh, we get it. You do your thing.
Heck yeah.
And then patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. If you want to see us, we're definitely chatting. I can't imagine the questions aren't about Mania. So we're chatting a lot more. But to go back, the predictions will be for Sophie's SCW Championship. We're gonna do predictions with her on Thursday. I'm hoping. We didn't film it yet, but. So it'll be a triple threat match, and it is loser shaves. That is our stipulation. That is our punishment. The loser of the predictions has to clean shave, and we'll be clean shaven for the next podcast episode. Until then, everyone will see you all week on the channel because we are putting out videos all week for WrestleMania week, and more importantly, we'll see everyone at the watch party. And until then. Give you one of these. Thank you for being here. I'll catch you over on the Patreon, folks. Boom, boom. See ya. Favorite WrestleMania special entrance?
Andre the Giant and Will Ferrell.
Great.
So I think we're just going to drink so many beers.
It is a Modelo summer. It is a Steely Dan summer, folks. It's 5 to 10 minutes of my day, and then I get to see John Cena. Every day is a lot, but at least I won't be dead.